Hello there and welcome to the video. Now this has been a thing I haven't done for a long time. I'm going to do a base tour. Absolutely donkeys since I've done one of these. My old mate Rich Schmitt has put up this rather awesome base on No Man's Sky Amino Hub, and I really just want to show you guys it because it is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. You're going to love it. So it's called the Vulcan Brothers Salvage Company, and it's in normal and it's in Euclid. Now it's easy enough to get to. I'll put the portal glyphs at the end of the video so you guys can check it out. But just before we go on to the main build, I came to the back of the landing pad and I just want to show you this little crew quarters that is kitted out for all the miners that are here, all the salvagers that are here, and anybody that pops up on ship. So we've got a cool little living quarters with some plants growing that you can harvest. I like his use of the terrarium and the fish tank there. Very cool, mate. And then we've got a little dining area here. We've got a fully stocked out and kitted kitchen. I love this. This is really cool, man. I like it when people use the cubes. You don't see cubes used too much. And to be honest, for stuff like this, cubes are brilliant because you can get these self-enclosed little pods like that. Look, he shrank down the microprocessor. And he's done all the pies and everything like that, so that's pretty cool. I'm loving all that. So yeah, that's just the little crew quarters that I wanted to show you at the back. And then just through this door he's got little bunk beds, nothing too special, but it sets the mood, gives you an idea of where everybody's staying and everything like that. And it's a nice little addition to the back of it before we get into the main build. Now here we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you over here to look at this little robot that he's built, which is absolutely awesome. He's got a little messenger in his hand that lets you know that you're at the Vulcan Brothers Salvage Company. He says hello to you and everything. It's like a greeting droid, if you like. But I might have to nick a couple of these off you, mate, and do some micro builds because these are absolutely awesome. So before we go down into the main one, let's just take a look. So he's built this absolutely amazing crane. Look at that. I mean, every glitch has been used there, hasn't it? You've resized a few things, you've repositioned a few things, but you've used them so well and very sparingly throughout it, and it works, mate. Absolutely works. Brilliant. I love the wiring that you've got going on it, all the little droids that are taking the ship apart. And then, as you can see, look, there's a big droid here, so you can get a right close up of what the ones over there that are up taking the ship apart look like. And again, nice and simple. There's only a few parts to it, but it just works straight away. You're tricked totally into thinking that these things are there. And it's a nice addition that you've got the little droids that you can place down that move about. They're sort of scurrying around in between them all because it makes it feel like it's lively and there's things happening, which I think is cool. So we'll come down to this landing pad here, and as you can see, there's a giant drill here, a giant laser cutter even, that is taking apart main chunks of the ship, and then as those bits become detached from the freighter that's crashed, those droids are going to grab hold of them and take them off, break them apart, and use whatever scrap they can. There you can see, look at that, cuts straight through the ship. Looks absolutely awesome. You see all the droids doing their job down there, and then that crane lifts any of the big parts out that the laser cutter has taken apart. You can actually go inside this giant laser cutter as well. We'll go in and have a look at it in a minute. He's built some bits and bobs, but I get hooked on angles when I was walking around this build. Every time I turned around, I had the sun shining through the freighter or something, or there was just there's loads of little moments where you can just stop and pause and just take the scene in. And it's like that a lot of the time with Rich's builds, to be honest. He's very good at setting moments. He's very good at sort of like setting scenes where you can just stop within his base and have a look round. But we'll have a look inside this one. As you can see, look, he's sized up loads of batteries and stuff like that to really give it the look. And I think it's brilliant, this. And again, you can use this window there. We're going to look down there in a minute. That's the main salvage yard, that. He's got like a furnace going in the background as well. You'll see that when we get down there. But this is nothing too complicated in here. Nice and simple. He's just kept it to a few desks, a few control panels. I did want to play around with these. You'll have to let us know in the comments, Rich, if they actually do anything. I wanted to play around with them to see if they actually like moved anything or turned anything off, but I didn't want to press something and lock myself out of somewhere. So I thought I'd leave it for now. That teleporter will take you back up to the pad that was just at top where we came from. And look at that. That's really cool. Look at the way he's built that little tablet. Looks like a scroll opening. That was pretty cool. I might have to borrow that as well, mate. I always get inspiration from your builds, dude. You're always one step ahead of me. I love it. But yeah, there you can see it takes you back up there. And then we can pop back up to the top where we came from. We can take the second teleporter. And we're going to be able to go down into the main bit where he's got a little surprise waiting for us, which is bloody awesome. I'm not even joking. You think you're impressed so far, you wait till you get down here. So we come through here. We'll take the second landing here. Second teleporter, sorry. And it'll bring us down onto this landing. So as you can see, we've got number 2 or number 3 we can go in. Number 2 will take us down into the main section that's been taken apart, where all the heavy work's been doing. Number 3 is going to take us off up to the top of the freighter, so we're going to be able to have a look around that and everything like that, which is absolutely awesome. So as you can see, we come down into the main bit where he's been taking things apart. It's a bit of a building site, this. And he's got the refiner off in the background. I assume it's a refiner anyway. Looked quite refinery. But check this bad boy out in a minute. You can just sort of see the silhouette of it in the background there. He's got a little droid here, look, that's carrying some supplies, either to or away from what we're doing, which is absolutely brilliant. I really like that. Little bits like that. There's very little going on in this build, but what is going on makes it feel like there's so much more going on. I really think you've worked the space really well here, mate. And that's some sort of cooling tower. And as you can see it, look, just there in the bottom left, and we're coming up to it now. Look at that. Massive dumper truck. Absolutely amazing. I'm assuming their roof corners that is inverted, put some big tyres on it. I'm going to come back and study this and look at how he did it actually, because it's absolutely brilliant. And this is only the back end of it. I'll show you the front end in a sec. There's got even more going on. So we'll just hop onto this scaffold here. And we'll come round the front a little bit. Look, he's got a digger arm on it. And a cab and everything. That's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. Let's get the sun coming up a little bit from behind that cloud. You can see it better, look. Look at that. Just look at that. On its own, that is a build. I'd be happy if I just put that down. That's amazing. And I'm assuming that droid at the back there is carrying supplies from the back of this truck once it's dug it up and chucked it in the back for itself. Oh, mate, you have outdone yourself once again. You really have. So that's the refiner over there. And that's sort of like processing plant. And very clever the way that he's built that. There's a lot going on inside this build. We're going to take a look at it in a second. But as we're walking around it, and as you're having a look at it, I just want to read you what he's put, because Rich is great when he does any builds. He always has a backstory and he always does loads of bits and bobs with it. So I'll just read it through for you. So we are at the Vulcan Brothers Salvage Company. So it's 2 Kovacs brothers, Deacon and Duncan Vulcan. They started a salvage company which specialises in salvaging and recycling parts of crashed freighters. Once a crashed freighter or frigate is located, VBSC establishes a work site which includes the work crew living quarters that we've seen, operations headquarters, a recycling plant, which is where we are at the moment, various other departments to help make the salvaging process efficient. In addition to the workers, automated robots are used to help break down the freighters. A large construction crane is also used to move parts of the freighter and can be modified with laser cutters to help break down the freighter. Once the freighter has been salvaged, the whole operation is dismantled and heads to the next crashed freighter location. The VBSC has become well known for their work in salvage business. We welcome you to tour this work site to see the impressive operation firsthand. We hope you enjoy your visit. That's brilliant, that. I love the little backstories that he does with it and everything. He does say as well, guys, that if you portal in, please leave any communication stations at the portal. Feel free to tell us where you're from, and allow a little bit of time for the base to render in as usual. But as you can see, this recycling plant's just intense. I thought we'd do all the teleporters, go up to every single level and have a look round. It's so good, isn't it? I didn't get round to it in this build, but I do believe that at the top of the freighter, where the command center of the freighter is, you can actually go inside there, and he's built a little bit inside there. I missed it on this tour, but I heavily suggest you guys go and check it out, and you climb up to the top of his freighter. I don't know if you have to jetpack up there or if there is a teleporter. I was so dizzy from seeing everything that I saw that I completely forgot to check it out, and it was only upon revisiting later on to take some snapshots that I realised it was there, but by that time it was too late. But look at this. It's just madness, isn't it? There's balls flying around everywhere, there's fires going off everywhere, all these shutters are going off. This is fantastic. I live and breathe for this kind of stuff. It's so cool to see moving parts, and it's so cool to see things like this. It really makes the base feel like it's come to life, doesn't it? And then here we are right at the top. Like I say, there's the top of his all his recycling refiners and things like that. He's sized a few of those pods up and everything. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Really impressed with it, mate. I think you've taken it a step further to what you usually do. This is themed brilliantly. Everything makes sense. There's a narrative running out throughout the entire base, which you can easily follow as well. It's not like you're stumbling around getting lost or anything like that. You've guided us through the base really well, and I think that's really important when you're building these kind of big bases and things like that. You need to be able to guide your visitors through it so that they get the total experience. Like I say, I only missed one thing, and it's at the top of that freighter up there. I don't know if you can just see it just to the right up there, very top where the command center is. There's definitely something up there. So if you go check it out, guys, what he's done is, because it's on a slant, isn't it, the entire freighter, and you can go up to the doors at the top, and he's managed to slant everything at the right angle. It looks bloody brilliant. But yeah, come out of the recycling centre and you're faced with the operation, the salvage operation, which is in progress. Diggers are all hard at it, droids are all hard at it. They're cutting away, they're taking the ship apart, they're earning the living, and I think it's great. I think it's absolutely brilliant. Well done to you, sir. I often wondered whether or not it would be an interesting idea to do something like this. I built a freighter city ages ago on one of these crashed freighters, but I always wondered whether or not you could do something with it, but you've done more than I could ever do with it. So yeah, so you come out of the bottom, and then we'll take this teleporter here, and this will take us up to like an observation deck. There's another droid up here that you can see, and you can get it lined up. Awesome little screenshot for you if you want to take it, or if you want to take a shot here and post it up. It's just a cool little visual, that, I think. Really cool. And they're all glass floors, so not only can you see over the side and see what's going on, take a look at the entire build from above. There's the laser cutter look. You can also see through the glass exactly where you are. So we're kind of just over the recycling centre and the bits and bobs now. But yeah, again, Rich has proven, I think, with this build, once again, it's not so much how much you stuff into it, it's more to do with how you place it and your idea, and just work that idea. I mean, there really isn't that much going on in this build. I would imagine his base parts aren't really maxed out, but again, placement, idea, little bit of a story and a theme running through it, and just picking the right places to build and stuff like that. Like I say, using pre-established buildings, crash freighters, archives, trade outposts and things like that is always a good idea, because it just makes it easy. It saves on your base parts. It's somewhat similar to what I was on about when I was telling you guys about settlement building, and we did the run on settlement building. Let the game do half the work for you, let it do the heavy lifting, just come along and add little bits to it and put little pieces in. And there's all sorts that you can come up with. But Rich is a wizard anyway. Always has been. I'm mightily impressed with that, sir. I really am. Let's take one more look at it. Look at that crane. That's something else, that. Patience of a saint, my friend. Because as a fellow builder, I know how frustrating it can be to get some of these bits in sometimes. Pouring away until the wee hours until you get it exactly right. But yeah, there you go. Last look at that droid. And I think we'll call it there. That was an awesome awesome build, mate. So I really suggest you guys go and check it out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glyphs at the end of this video so that you guys can come along and have a look at it and have a wander around yourself. Like I say, it's best to see it in first person, and it's best to see it in your own game, because these videos, I don't think they do them as much justice as when you're walking around. You get a real sense of scale. But for now, thank you very much. It's been awesome. I ain't done a base tour in ages. Please like and subscribe. Take care of yourselves, and we will see you all soon.
Thank you very much for watching the video, everybody. We really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please consider giving the channel a like and a subscribe. Hit the bell notification as well to keep up to date with everything that we're doing. We really appreciate those likes and subscribe, guys. They keep us going. Thank you so much. We just want to take a second to say thank you to our Creative Club members and also our Creative Club graduates that you can see on the screen now. You guys are rock and rollers. Thank you so much. If you want to join the membership, hit the button below, come over and join the members club with us. Every single member will get a free Adventures of Murray comic, and all sorts of other little bits and bobs that we throw in there as well, so it's really worth it, guys. But if you want to support the channel, like it, subscribe it, don't skip the ads, you're really helping us out. We appreciate every single last one of you, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. So for now, take care guys, we'll see you soon.